We're here with the president of the AFL CIO, Richard Trumka, here on the Pennsylvania delegation at the DNC 2016. Mr. Trumka, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
I would like to talk first of all about the concerns that a lot of people in labor have about the issues that have been generated over the last 24 hours. Mr. McAuliffe, on the she's going to flip-flop on TPP. This is something that a lot of your work and time over the last couple of years, you've been on my show talking about this. I guess, how aggravated are you to see and hear something like this over the last 12, 14 hours?
Well, first of all, I've known Hillary Clinton since she was in Arkansas. I knew her when she was the First Lady. I knew her when she was a senator. And I can tell you something. Over the 25 to 30 years that I've known her, she's kept her word to me and to my members every single time. I have no doubt where she is on TPP. She told me she's against it today, she'll be against it tomorrow. Was I aggravated that Terry was off saying things that he let his brain disengage for a little while? Yeah, we were, but it's Terry. I mean, it was something, it was a mistake. He came back and said it was a mistake. It's all over.
With that, you have obviously your state, Ohio, maybe Michigan, big labor states, big states that have been opposed to the trade deal, particularly TPP. That is where
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And at the same time, these are states where Donald Trump wants to put a flag in. It's obviously time, for a conflict, if you might. That's going to be the fight. How confident are you that all the Democrats, or at least the majority of them, are on the same page in terms of stopping trade deals like this going forward?
I think the Democrats are solidly behind it. Only a few Democrats voted for TPA. It was a whole barrel full of Republicans that passed TPA. So I know we're going to stop TPP. Look, we've had trade deals over the years that have been bad for workers. It's time that we stop them and got a whole new model. Hillary Clinton has pledged to get a whole new model of trade that is good for America, that's good for American workers, good for American producers and employers. We're going to hold her to that. We're going to work with her to get that job done because that's what's good for our country.
How do you look at the next 6 months in terms?
By the way, Trump is a fraud on that issue.
Of course.
He's taken every advantage of NAFTA. He's outsourced all of his products. He makes every product that he makes in China and Taiwan, everywhere around the world. Then all of a sudden he says, oh, gee, I'm going to stop this. He found out how much of the American public is fed up with bad trade deals, and so he latched on to an issue. But he's so fraudulent and so disingenuous about it. Our members aren't going to fall for that bait. He's anti-union. He'll be bad for the country. He'll be bad for workers, and he'll tear this country apart.
A lot of young people were committed to Bernie Sanders, who obviously has talked a lot about the issues that you agree with. How important is it for the AFL CIO to bring those folks just get out of college now, into labor unions, whether it's a public service union, teachers, or whatever the case may be? How do you look at that as the head of
it's one of our top priorities. In fact, for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been working with young workers, the next generation. And the interesting thing is, we've done polling for 35 years. Our standing among young workers, 18 to 25, has been continuously growing. As they get out into the workforce and find out how brutal it is without a voice on the job, they finally come to us and say, what's on the job? What can you do for us? We need your help. But we've also changed because we no longer go to them and say, here's what we are, come join us. We go to them and say, what do you need us to be to help you? And then they join us.
One final question, infrastructure, something really big that a lot of people, not only legislators, but those who are civil engineers, we need to repair it. Those are obviously jobs for a lot of your members and folks under your umbrella. What do you make of the idea, whether we're talking about rebuilding rail or rebuilding roads or rebuilding bridges, that how important is that for your membership, going forward?
Well, it's not just important to my membership, and it's important to America.
True.
If we're going to remain competitive and be a world-class producing country and a world-class economy, we have to improve our infrastructure. We used to be the 5th in the world when it came to infrastructure. We're now 17 and dropping quickly. The Society of Civil Engineers gives us a D+ when it comes to that. That costs employers money, it costs us efficiency, it costs people lives. We have to change that. We can do that. It'll create jobs, put us back to work, and create a better America. I'm sorely disappointed in the Republican Congress because this used to be a nonpartisan issue, and they've done nothing but make it a partisan issue and stop us from being able to get an infrastructure bill passed.